to Same Book Three Time Zones, your book review podcast. Enjoy.
Hey peoples, this is Renee.
This is Bridget.
Talisha.
This is episode 29 of Same Book Three Time Zones. For June, we read the book The Marriage Contract by Shay Davis. It was a really good book, and this is our first time reading Shay Davis. I see she has a pretty decent catalog already. I mean, she has like 1 million reviews. To me, hundreds of it. That's a lot, on some books. That's amazing. And I remember telling you guys that, we thought this book was nasty, right? Because it was, it was a lot going on. And then she has this whole other pen name, for erotica. And this book I guess is not on the erotica list. So I'm like, so what's erotica then? Because
right.
I thought that's what this was. So there's gonna be a lot of freaking sneaky in them other books. I might have to pick one up for real, because we'll see how nasty it actually gets if it's just erotica.
Oh, you're looking for the nasty then. You're looking for the nasty.
Can't watch porn. I don't do that. So we're gonna read some. Gonna read about some. So that's all I'm assuming it gotta be, because this is pretty, they was going in it a lot. But anyway, so this story
description, and he's like about 12 inches, and it's just framed in my head.
Okay, you keep saying, did they say it? Did they say the inches?
I don't think they said
inches, but that's just what I say. That's just what I see, because they explained it, and that's how I see it.
She just said it was big.
That's all she said.
Like, you know how when you're reading stuff and you visualize what you see?
She visualized his penis.
I did.
Yeah, you just went all out with it.
Like, you know exactly what it looked like, don't you?
Wrap it around your finger, yeah.
What?
What did she just say?
That's what I thought.
Wrap around your finger.
Yeah. So all right, never mind. I'll be quiet.
Nah, you gotta hold up. Say that. What you said?
How you wrap it around your finger? How you gonna bend it all?
I can't wrap it because and Bridget don't know because she don't do that. But when you
oh, you mean like when you gripping it?
Yeah, you can't.
Oh, girl, I know what I'm thinking, like wrapping something around your finger. I'm like, how you do that with one of them? What kind of alien being?
You grab it and you.
Yo, the girth of it. Oh, no.
It's just big. That's what I see when she say. Come on, so she didn't say how big it was each time they did something. So it's just me. It's just me then. All right.
No, I just take the concept of it's big. I don't be like, okay, so I think you got like this many veins. I think it's this color. I think the shaft is probably like this. Like, I don't be thinking it.
Right. She all up in that thing.
I'm just like, it's big.
She explained that it was big a lot. And that's where
just gotta let you know that it's working.
I typically, if y'all listen to our podcast, I love all the men. That's just me. I just love them all. However, with him, I can't because he's too big. That's just what I seen. I was like, nah, I'm good. You know what?
I can't even be mad at that because I've heard women say it's a deal breaker when them suckers are too big. Because they feel like they gonna break their piece, and they want their stuff to work. So I've heard people say they run from it.
But Alexa ain't never say that. All she said it was big and she loved it, honey. So
she was
it wasn't that outrageous.
Listen, some people like little peepees, and I can't do it. I can't.
No, they don't.
Absolutely not.
Nobody like that. You just gotta deal with it.
I'm just saying.
It's not even fun. It's not messed up.
At work, I had sex with, and he started dating somebody there, and I'm like, how did she doing that? He got a thumb, like, but I ain't say nothing to her, but that's just my thoughts. I'm like, I don't know how she doing that. So some people like little stuff, and some people like big stuff. Like Shay, she loves some. That's obviously that's what she loves. I just can't do it.
I thought you meant like celibate people who ain't seen it yet and then they get married and they stuck with it. I ain't know people did it on purpose. But it's okay. I ain't judging.
That on purpose.
I ain't judging. But let's get okay. So the big pee guy, look, big pee. His I'm gonna talk about kids.
That's his name to me.
His name is Soul. Let's give him his name back.
He takes souls. Yes.
The soul taker.
He sure took a lot of them. Okay. Okay, so excuse me. So the main character is Alexa. She's 25, young accountant.
Yes.
And she's, like laid back, quiet, stays to herself, she's been celibate for 4 years, only been with one person.
One other person.
Yeah. She's like,
Ashley.
I get, she ain't trying to mess with nobody. You know what I mean? Like that's too much when you ain't trying to be with nobody and you got to test it for, test their personality and stuff first. She did it right. We like to test the equipment first and then see if we want to deal with you or not. And sometimes that equipment can make people go crazy and they take some stupid stuff. So
then you stuck.
Right. She did it the right way.
I agree.
And then on the other side of it, we have Soul. Soul is 35.
35.
He's 10 years older. But they still grown. So he's 10 years older. He is a Major League Baseball player, making money. And he's so he's on that side. So the book starts with Miss Alexa, and we meet her sister Candace.
The witch.
Like the witch tramp. But from the jump you see that it's not even like from somebody's point of view where you're saying like you're seeing it. Like she's literally telling us that her sister is like a no-go. Like she's like horrible to her. She always having a fight and always like, all this kind of stuff. And she talk about him and talk about like her being boring and all this kind of things. And her sister's also 10 years older. Actually, she's 35. It didn't say she had a husband. I'm sure she don't. It didn't say she got no kids. So that's all we know.
Wrapped up around her sister and being super jealous of her sister.
I mean,
that's all her life, just jealousy.
And it's nothing about her being like super, like successful type of person, like nobody that she looked up to be honest.
Right.
I mean, it was just like it's a mean big sister. Old girl birthday was coming up. She turned 25 and she wanted her sister wanted her to do something fun and she don't want to deal with her sister. And I get that because you don't want to take that energy with you when you know how people are.
Right.
You be around a girl every week though.
Right.
Like, I could not. I don't care who you are. Like if you toxic, you toxic. Like
right.
I don't care.
Right.
So I don't know how she did that either.
She dealt with it though. I mean,
and then she dealing with her sister. I don't listen. I don't know.
But we meet her. We know how that situation is, and then she's gonna, do something big for her birthday, and she's gonna do something big by herself, which she should. And then we go to Soul. Child Soul got somebody made a video giving him head.
His penis on Twitter.
Yeah.
So people like me seeing it was like, I don't want it.
Didn't that happen to Trey Songz? I just thought about that. That happened to Trey Songz.
Oh, really? I never seen this though, but not that I need to or anything, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, that happened to him because I saw it. But I didn't know what I was going to see. Let me tell you that. I didn't know what I was going to see. And I don't, like, to me, I feel like if you don't say it's you, don't nobody know. Because it was the same thing that happened to Soul. It was but on this one, I guess he was recording.
So was it a soul? So was he a soul?
Maybe. Maybe not the girth that we're imagining for him now, since we done descripted out his whole PP. But
this girl is just super big. And she a pro because they say that she went all the way down.
Yeah. And so
how?
Like I don't know. If you see their face, that's a whole different situation. But if you don't see their face, like you can't tell nobody that's me. I ain't tell nobody that's me. Like that's how I am. but you probably could see and can tell. So that's probably why, like, he was in trouble with his publicist and his agent, because he was a free agent. He was trying to get a renewed contract with his, I think Pittsburgh team or whatever. Yeah, for $300 million, and he knows his worth, and he knows how much he can get, because he's supposed to be like some prodigy, and he was in the he's 35, so he's been playing for a minute.
He swear this happened to a lot of people though, and it don't. Yes, it has happened, but it's not. No, this ain't normal.
Not recorded.
He feel like it is. He's just like, it's plenty of dicks on the internet. Fix it, like, sir. It's not.
Yeah, it's on Pornhub. That's the only site I know.
Yes.
Right.
This don't happen to everybody. Everybody ain't thoughting like him.
He really don't.
But he try to act like he not. He try to act like he not a thought. Like, it's just normal for what happened.
Well, he know he sleep around. He know that.
Like men be acting like it's not a big deal though when they do it.
People are just doing him so wrong. Like he didn't do nothing.
He did.
So he wasn't playing innocent.
Yeah, the guys do act like it's no big deal that they sleep around. I guess that's what they supposed to do when they ain't married.
Especially if you a celebrity or whatever, and you make a lot of money. Like you could do all that, and that shouldn't trash your image. But like either way, we know you for being like, that's just how it is. I don't think per se that it should mess up like your profession. Like if you're doing something like sports. I don't see how that if it's not messing up your game and you're not like breaking up family, whatever. It's like no drama behind it.
Breaking up. So you don't think he'd have been with a married woman?
It is like he did, so I'm not gonna speculate.
No, he has not. He don't have no reason to. Why would he? Everybody sure they come to him.
But the women may not tell him.
He got somebody different in his bed every night. So you saying every single one of them was single?
It's a lot of single women.
You know how many women out there?
Right.
You know how many women out there?
Right.
Married ones too that want a baseball player. Yep.
Well, I'm sure they don't have to fill out no. They ain't got to fill out no resume to get
so much so. He don't discriminate so much so that somebody recorded him because he.
All they got to do is take a ring off. He wouldn't know the difference. So hey.
Right.
But anyway, so he mad at them for being mad at him for being irresponsible and getting himself recorded during a time where they're trying to prove that his image is good for the team or whatever.
Right. But it's money.
Right.
He said he need a vacation.
Right.
And she said that she want to go party, do something she never done before.
Yep. So
but not as crazy as her sister try to make it be. So she leave her at home.
Like she want to have fun, but she don't want to end up on the street unconscious because she didn't drink too much. But Alexa, so she ends up in that's so funny though. She the chapter opens up with her basically waking up in bed. And because she's like, she knows she been drunk, she knows she went to Vegas, she was like partying, she got her VIP section by herself, just like chilling and dancing and stuff and sipping all things by herself. And that's all she remembered when she went to sleep. So she's like, yeah, I'm having these vivid dreams, so I'm gonna go on back to sleep. And then she feels something very vivid. Thinking it's like, she felt somebody's arm. She really thinking like, oh man, my dreams are like, oh my goodness. And then you realize like that's real good. That's a real person grabbing on you in that bed. Yeah. And
how scary was it?
That's what I'm gonna say. She didn't scream. She didn't like jump out the bed. She like do nothing violent. She just like hopped up a little bit, still in the bed with the man next to her. And,
danger.
Right? Like none of that. Like I know you in Vegas, but freak out. Shoot. Cause like how the heck I get here? I mean it was her sweet, but still, how you get in here? But yeah, so they it's like it was stupid how she was like asking these questions like what's going on, and he's just talking all calm like, what, you my wife, like what's wrong, like what's the problem?
Right.
I'm like, what?
Oh, I don't know you.
Talk about wife. It's like, and then she saw that ring on her finger.
And then he told her, "You asked me to marry you. I tried to come in here and not do nothing with you, but you just wasn't having that." I'm like, dang.
I mean, apparently they both were in the same place, same time. He saw her. They was both drinking and having a good old time, and they ended up talking a long time. And he learned about the kid, how many kids she want, and all this kind of stuff, like about her life or whatever. And he was like, she said she wanted to get married. He was like, okay. And again, I'm like, that just tripped me out, because like, you worked all this money. She don't know that. She don't know you. She watch sports. But you know what you could lose if she crazy.
He kept saying, yeah, we was drunk, or she was saying she was drunk, and then he was like, yeah, I was drunk too, but he remember every doggone thing. He remember. So how you so drunk and you remember every doggone detail?
I feel
he wasn't drunk.
Right. He was tipsy, y'all.
That's what it was. Definitely.
Because there's no way if you that drunk, bro, like why you sound like you happy? Why you sound like
I'm about to get this money. I got this plan.
Right.
In motion.
He sound like he excited about what went down, and like I said, he got a plan. So again, he don't know this woman from the next. She could have been married. She could have. It's a lot of stuff. I'm like, I don't know. So he jumped on it, and he bought this woman a $500,000 ring. They went ring shopping while they were drunk. Right. You had to
ring shopping while you drunk. Really?
I don't know. I ain't never been that drunk. I don't know. I don't know. Was there something mixed with that? Which I don't know.
And wait, how you even get it up anyway? My mind just went there.
Yeah.
Hold on, I didn't have drunk sex before. What you talking about?
But now not passed out. Well, I ain't never had no passed out sex.
Oh, I said I ain't never done nothing with nobody passed out, but it definitely you get erections while you drunk.
You could probably get whatever. I just can't see it. I can't imagine it. I've been married and have been drinking, not passed out, pissy drunk, but yeah, it don't always work, honey.
It don't. But then you gotta think about what he working with. Maybe it could work even if it ain't working. I don't know.
So y'all have, I guess I have like the opposite thing. Like when I've had sex with somebody that's drunk, like they don't go down. Like they just want to go forever. And I'm just like,
oh no.
So
good.
It's happened both ways.
Okay.
It's happened both ways where it's like they can go forever, and it's like, bro, can you come on, man? Come on. I'm done, So yeah, when they were that drunk, and the other times they were like that drunk where it didn't happen. So yeah, I do. It has happened both ways.
Okay.
So yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, so they whatever, they have a conversation. She's like, bro, like, okay, this can't be real. And he's like, well, here's the deal. Like, to me, in my head, I knew what I was doing. That's what he said. I did it on purpose to trap you because I need a wife, and you look like you might be a good person, stranger. So let's get married so I can clear up my image.
It ain't.
So I mean, she had to think about it, and when she, he left to go to his, because he had the penthouse. She had a really nice room herself, but he had the penthouse. And when he left, she was like, okay, who the heck is this dude? And she looked him up, and she found out just who he is in the blogs.
He's a super freak.
And what she called his piece?
What she called it?
Talisha.
She called it, dang, I be using community dick. I was like, I know I used this word before. Like, I don't want your community dick, sir.
It's like it's for recreational purposes for any woman who want it,
Yeah.
Like YMCA, you just walk all up in there, get it. You don't, just go ahead and get it.
He ain't lying though, because he literally said he's never been without a woman every night.
And he's 35 years old. Come on, man.
365 days in a year. So, like, I just
I'd like don't even ask the number. Don't ask the body count because you're gonna die. Like don't even
ever.
Don't ask. But
basically 9 times out of 10, wherever y'all at, he didn't have sex with somebody.
That's true. That's true. They end up like she wanted to think about it, whatever. She spends like the next day with him. He trying to butter her up or whatever. And takes her like on a shopping spree, but he's trying to keep everything quiet. He talked to his agent, told him what happened, told him his plan. Like, hey, if I'm one woman man, they'll think they're gonna take me more serious, whatever, and I can get this contract. In order for him to get this contract, he thinks he needs to like clean up his image with a wife overnight, which everybody else know that it was overnight because everybody watching you, like paparazzi and stuff. Everybody know. You ain't had no woman. They never seen this lady with you before. You were just with another woman the other day.
Never done that before though.
They went shopping. I mean, just like her. He bought a ton of stuff. She was like, "Nah, don't pay for that. Now you don't buy that. Like, nah, I can't let you do that." And he tried to take them shoes away from her.
That was the first sign to me that he was really feeling her because he mentioned how he was super hoe. Well, he didn't say that. He just said what
he wouldn't admit that.
What I got out of it. But he also said how he never like tricked off his money to anybody. So it's like you meet her, you want to marry her, now you want to
those few pair of shoes ain't
away. Well, so much so that he's like, let me call my accountant so they know that I'm about to spend money because I don't do this.
Right.
So it's like he's feeling her.
But he ain't missing nothing. That little money wasn't nothing. He ain't missing that.
He not with the fact that,
but it's just that he never. It's the point of him never doing that for nobody else before.
He don't do that for himself. Apparently, if he got to tell us, "Hey, it's me doing this." Like, just understand, it's me.
Right.
Yeah. They thought it's also another dumb soul moment, thinking that y'all can go because he keeps saying Black people don't know who he is. Only like white men really can recognize him.
That though.
So if you put on sunglasses and a hat,
but
nobody should recognize him. And I'm imagining like this big old dude. So if you see a big old dude, like who that is, like maybe that's how some people are. I wouldn't know nobody if they were sitting right in front of me. I wouldn't know. But I mean, some Black people watch baseball.
I mean, technically, no, none of the fans noticed him because ain't nobody walk up to him. So
he gone.
Nobody walked up to him, right? He went because they basically hit up every single store. By the time they got back, I think they had like dinner or something. They did a STD test. And since she found out what he done, she's like, "You ain't."
I understand that. I respect that 100%.
But that means you're gonna have sex with him again. Listen, like you already played it in your mind.
If I got something, because I just had sex with you. And you
she don't remember the first time. Oh yeah, that's true. You're right.
She don't remember, but she felt
nervous. Let's go get tested.
Yeah, and he found out like he was the second person she ever been with, and that like mind blown for him because he probably been with people who just like him. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, so they got their test. They did their, had spent some time with each other. She just kept saying how comfortable she was with him. Like it didn't feel too awkward all the time.
Really? She didn't drunk when she woke up to a stranger. So
right. It's like she knew him, But I know she was supposed to go to sleep in her place because she was like, dang, she didn't want to sleep with him again. But she woke up in his bed, but he wasn't there with her. But her phone had blew up, and it was her sister, and her sister was telling her, like, "Bruh, you in the blogs with old dude." And she said, "What?
It's about her, clearly."
And you know what? Okay, she must already follow the guy, so she must know who he is because nobody knew who her sister was.
Right.
So it's not like it would have been like, oh, it's Alexa Livingston. Blah, blah, blah. Like, so she must already. I didn't catch that.
The sister knew.
Yeah, the sister knew who he was. That's why she was like, okay, because she probably wanted him for herself, obviously.
Right, obviously.
Okay, I didn't catch that before. But anyway, so then she like trying to wake up Soul because he like in a death sleep. You know how some people are, they can sleep like through a hurricane. I can't stand that because like get up. If I panic, I need you to panic with me. Wake up.
I definitely have slept through some hurricanes as a kid.
Oh my gosh. I've seen Talisha be deep sleep. I took pictures of her and everything. I was like messing with her. She ain't moved. I'm like, dang, you got kids in here. I'm with all the kids. And she in the middle of them, like in the living room, like sleep. Like how? But yeah, so she woke him up and she told him, and he was like, kind of telling her not to panic because the pictures weren't like great detail anyway. And they wouldn't know who she is because she wasn't out there, like that. So they were okay. And just to be safe, they end up leaving Vegas, flying back to her place. So now they're married. Now she's agreed they're gonna stay married for him to get this contract because he was like, bro, if I get the contract, that's $300 million.
And how much you gonna give her?
$20 million. And I would have signed like immediately. All right, this don't have to last long. $20 million, and then I can just get my name off of it. Yeah, if I like you,
don't have to look stupid, but yes.
Yeah, right. Just for a little bit,
I felt that.
They can say what they want. But yeah, she was like, yeah, like if we gonna do this, you can't be doing because I done seen all the stuff. I done seen what you gave me that I still can't really remember. But I seen it on the internet. You can't do stuff like that if we gonna be fake married, okay? Because I got a reputation too, with her people. They agreed. He said if he did not get the contract, she'll still get $5 million. Still worth it.
Right.
So we can do this marriage contract. So they going back to her city. She was in Philly to meet her people, which is just her mama and her sister because her dad had passed like 5 years ago. I mean, as soon as they walk in, the mama giving that mama look, giving that mama, all that stuff. Because
the way they was
sister.
Child, I can't with her.
Oh man.
Like you saw them on the blogs. It say they married. So they're married. You gonna walk up to this food talking about you sure look yummy. I'm like, and you look nasty. Go sit down somewhere. Like
he shut it down. He shut it down real quick.
He put her in her place. I love it. I love to see it. But yeah, she should have got
she should have got cussed. Like that's so like yeah. What's her name? Alexa nice. Alexa is nice. Okay.
Like, she ain't get her. She nice.
I gotta slap you because you being disrespectful. So I gotta disrespect you. You gotta get slapped.
But she know how her sister is though.
This my marriage. This my husband though. It's my husband. I don't care. You show is young. Girl, I'm gonna knock the taste out your mouth. What is you talking about? Talking about some you ain't gonna taste nothing yummy again. Don't do that. That's so rude. That made me But he told her I'm taking. Okay, like back up off me. But yeah, so the mama was looking at them sideways until she saw like the little sparklies in the air when they were looking at each other. And she was like, "Oh, my baby's in love." I'm sure like later she probably get that talking to, like how this happened. Like wait a minute, right. Within hours you married somebody. I mean, granted you didn't marry a freaking 100 millionaire, but you married somebody in some hours. And somebody's love at first sight. So they have to keep this thing under wraps as far as it being like a fake marriage to everybody else. But they keep saying, or like reminding each other that it's fake, just to me, let the other person know that they're not really trying to get too deep into it when they both are actually deep into it.
Right, already.
Yeah, they're both already deep.
But they keep throwing it in there, because it's fake marriage, But in the back of their mind, like, man, I wish they both saying that. Like, she don't want to fall for him, but she falling. Like, she like him, and at least he a likable person, even though that side of him was just because he could, be like that. But
he is a likable person.
Yeah. And he's protective, and he, like he has the right qualities, just. He likes sex, and he was single. So I guess that puts him to sleep. I don't know, because I'm still like every night. That's ridiculous. Let's do it with the same person, but anyway.
And he got too much experience for me.
Right. He got too much experience for your behind.
Yeah.
But okay, so I'm trying to think, they were like gonna go on a trip. What's the thing Valentine's Day? His assistant helped him set up like a really, really beautiful. So he's really trying to like, I guess, lay it on. I'm not saying this for the public because like the public ain't really there to see all of this.
But that's what he keeps saying though, for the image of them. He's saying that, yeah. But this is really how he feels.
Yeah, it's like he's trying to woo her slowly. Because he's not really 100% sure about how she feels about, keeping this going. Because he's like, okay, she's kind of cool. Like I might want to keep, stay married to her. After meeting her family, I'm like, we want to have to move though, because that girl right there, she go, or hook her up with one of his friends, like his baseball friends.
No, she don't even deserve that. She don't deserve that.
They can probably move away, because what if he get traded? They can move away. But yeah, so it was like super, super sweet. Rented, it's like closed out a whole section of a museum. Like it had just beautiful layout, 5-course meals. And he's like, bruh, what's this little bit pieces of meat on? Like, what is this food? Because he's still hungry. I'll be thinking also, I'll be seeing it so pretty and stuff. I'm like, what is that for?
That's how it be though. That's how it be. Like, you go to when we go to resort and at the restaurants, you go to one of like the fancy ones. It's a 5-course. You get a little. Their thing is decorative. The I can't even say it, decorating the plate. They want it to look good. You know what I'm saying? That's all it's about.
Like a little bite.
A little piece of food. That's why it's 5 courses, girl.
And it's still, come on, for a grown man though.
Yeah.
Uncle Dwayne ever like, did he ever have to eat something after that?
Yeah. Yeah.
That ain't enough food. That ain't enough. I don't want no pretty food. Give me some.
I was gonna say it was pretty though.
But yeah, so they did that, and it was, it was just like sweet vibes. It was they were acting like a real couple, and they both were acting like that because they both kind of wanted that because they liked each other. And he kept mentioning his wife, and then sometimes he'll say like the fake marriage, so that would kind of put her off a bit. But she's kind of thinking, she wants it for real too. And then they go travel to why did they go to his hometown? I mean, why did they go to his house? I don't remember that.
That's not where camp was?
No, that was in Florida. But I remember I don't remember why though. Maybe he had to pick up some stuff. I mean, because he did have to go camp.
Did they go to? No, I don't know.
Because when she was driving like a crazy person, and he thought he was gonna die. She saw his big old mansion. She asked if he got a family house up in there. Because it do be true, like these.
One person don't need all this.
Right. It'd be one person, and it'd be like a whole family of 20 can live in the house. But if you got it, you can afford it. Why not do it? But and yeah, he has a private jet too, so they don't have to get like on no public flights or whatever. So from there they went back to Florida for his training camp, and this is where they have to like put on, so people can see them together, see their chemistry.
I think they went to meet his publicist people.
Is that what happened?
I think that's why they went there.
Magazine.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about the pictures in the magazine and stuff. I thought they did it in Vegas or whenever they
really
did it.
Because he could have, since he's so big, like he could have had like a talk show, or he could have went all out, but he just did like a magazine because he was like, she's never been out like that. Right. It's like so protective. I love it.
Yeah, protecting her from the people.
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
Yeah, that was a good way to do it. Just have like pictures, and then they can just say what they want to say for them to write it in the article or whatever. So it don't have to like be too intrusive when people like all in your business asking questions and you don't even know his birthday. So so y'all will really like know everything about each other. Like all of they knew about their bodies and how it felt together. But
yes, they knew that.
Personal. They ain't about personal. He knew her birthday because he met her on her birthday. He married her on her birthday. But yeah, so training camp with these sports peoples, they have the WAGs, which is the wives and girlfriends. What's the S for plural? I don't know. But so usually they hang out with each other, you know, like for supportive whatever for the people. And like me, I'm like, man, I ain't gonna be hanging around with these people. Like, I'm coming there for you, and then I'm, you know, let me be over here. You know, I don't like people. And I can just imagine the type of women, you know, and you know, you just a regular girl. Like, she's a regular girl. You know, she don't even buy designer stuff for herself all the time. She says she gonna start.
Not that she cannot.
Yeah. She has the money for it. She just doesn't do it because she's an accountant. So it's like the more saved, you know, the better. But so she runs into one of them. I don't know what color. I don't even remember if she said what color, but I know it was some skinny heifer who said she was a model for some swimwear. Something. No. Like, she's supposed to know who she is, and she's like really like offended, like, how you don't know who I am? This the brand, you know, but you probably wouldn't know because, you know, they don't make stuff your size.
They don't make your size.
It's like, never. The things people
that was another thing that I couldn't do that she did.
They say that because they know that it'll be a problem if somebody react the way they want to react. So they'll say that in an environment like that. But if they was like somewhere private where ain't want nobody there,
oh no,
she was
and everything. They wouldn't do nothing like that.
But yeah, that was like she knew about that. She was like, I'm gonna be good because I'm gonna get my money. If I sit here and start fighting before he even get the contract, you know, I may make us look bad. So it was good that she always had a good mind. You know, she got the head on her shoulders to always remind her to look, you know, look ahead. Like, cause she could have cussed out Bruce. She's something.
In that instance, she should have.
Because we ain't always gonna resort to violence. I'm not always gonna hit somebody when I want to hit somebody. There's a lot of people I want to hit. I ain't never touch them, but you can tell them something.
But you know how them girls, them wives and girlfriends are. They got the money, they bougie, they think they all that.
Girls, and that's I don't like that. But yeah, so she passed. She didn't do it. She was still cheering for her guy, you know, while they was playing whatever, and she was waiting for him when he was supposed to be leaving with her. And you know how fans do, they come up to people, and you know, like the girls, they don't be caring, they don't have no respect all the time. And they was all over her man, you know, taking the pictures. So she brought her outside that car to let them know that his wife is here.
That's mine. You're all gone. If you didn't know.
All this jealousy going back and forth for this fake marriage. Because he said he wasn't even he couldn't even leave with her. He would just come and tell her, "Bro, why you got that tight skirt on?" Because
she thought she was trying to look good for him. And like, nah, that's a little too much.
Yeah. So, but you finna have me beat some people up. Like, what you doing? And you know, all the fakeness. Oh, why does it matter since we're not really married? We're not, you know, it's a fake marriage. I'm like, girl, you know, like, stop playing. But I think
I don't know if I don't think they honestly knew about the other person. They knew how they felt, but they didn't know. I don't think they knew.
They didn't, and that's what kept frustrating me. Is like, say something, and like,
right.
As long as you say something, the quicker you say something, the quicker y'all can, you know.
Right, but then what if you say something and the other person don't feel the same way?
Exactly.
But y'all grown. He 35, she 25. Come on now.
He is 35, so
I am terrified of rejection. So I understand her part, and obviously she gotta like him because she then accepted it and said okay to his proposal. So it's in his court. It's his, in my opinion. But I know we don't agree on that.
I'm gonna play the age card, right? Because he older, so
exactly.
They might be on the same maturity level at this point because men are slower. But I feel like number one, he's older. Number two, he's the millionaire, right? He's the star. And to me, it'd be like, yeah, most women would like him. That's like a no-brainer because he's handsome. He doing a thing real good. He got a lot of money or whatever. So most women, yeah. So if I throw myself at him, like that's not something that's, but if he actually likes me, that kind of flips everything. Cause now it's like, okay, it can actually be something to do something. So I feel like he should have said something. Feeling the way he felt.
You still don't agree, Miss Bridget? You still think it's both of them?
Do I what?
You still think it's on both of them equally?
Oh, definitely on both of them. I mean, because he already know what type of woman she is. He can tell by now. Mm-hmm. First of all, she didn't know you. And second of all, she got her own money. Might not be real big money like yours, but she don't need you.
Mm-hmm. She don't.
She ain't looking for that. So, I mean, just express your feelings. Y'all been at this for, weeks now? Come on now. Mm-hmm. It don't make no sense. No sense.
Okay, so back at the rental, they got, this big old rental house. This fool talking about it's so nice he might buy it for her, and it's a fake marriage. But I can't remember what happened, whatever. I know they had sex in like the office or something. And then took a shower and then did some more and like all kind of stuff like that. And he I know one of the moments she was saying it was more like love making than just
that second time in the bed,
right. So to her it felt more of a connection situation, instead of just it being like she always liked it. It wasn't like a problem. Like she always liked it, but they just be on a different level when it's like that, like the intimacy part. And then she overheard later him having this conversation.
Snooping.
She was eavesdropping. Okay.
But if anybody heard that conversation, you clearly heard what was said. It was no confusion.
To me, it wasn't. Yeah.
All she had to do was say, "What's up with the conversation?"
All he had to do was be honest with that dude instead of being like, "Yeah."
No, he had to wait. He had to wait until he talked to her to clear the air. He had to wait. He already had said that he was going to talk to her. So wait until we have our talk. But since you eavesdropped and heard what I was saying, say something about it. Ask me about it. Don't just hold it.
Why I gotta
at this point
about how you feel about me? I just heard how you feel.
I mean,
why I gotta hear it again?
Okay, so like at this point they have the contract is done. Like he got the baseball contract. It's like $265 million. So everything was done. So that he didn't need her anymore, right? But so after hearing the conversation of him talking to his agent, and his agent was like, okay, since everything's done, I'm gonna go ahead and have the lawyers draw up the divorce papers. And he was like, I bet, that means, yes, that's what I want. I agree. Do that. And she's listening to that. So it's like, okay, he got what he needed. The contract is, like our deal is set, is done, is completed. He's now agreeing to the divorce papers. So she thought, but like, because of who he is, why wouldn't you think that that's what, because that's what it was.
He was saying in the background, he was saying, he had to go ahead and complete what he had planned. He couldn't tell his agent just yet because he hadn't talked to her to see if they were going to keep this thing going.
He wanted to talk to her about keeping it going.
Yeah, he wanted to talk to her about that. He couldn't just say, "No, we."
So he tell his folks everything else, but
he kept saying to her, "Oh, we need to talk. Oh, we're gonna talk after this, or we're gonna talk." But he's not telling her what they're gonna talk about. It's not like she's on edge about it, but she's not saying what we're gonna talk about. They have like this great like just sexual experience with each other. She felt like it was so close. And then she hears this conversation. So her mom was like, okay, that must have been like the last time, things. So he was just trying to make it special. And since we have to have this talk, it must mean that he's going to be letting me go. Like she getting fired. Right? letting her go.
Everything is in the head. Everything is in the head.
It is, but it's not just taken out of nowhere though. She heard divorce papers and she heard yes.
No.
Oh my.
No. Just wait.
That's her feelings. That's her feelings. That's just how she is and who he is.
I don't need to be crying in front of you. So no, I'm not about to ask you nothing. I already heard it. I'm gone.
Right.
I'm gonna go cry by myself. I'm not crying in front of you.
Well, go cry then. Go cry.
That's what I'm going. That's what I did.
So
she did that I would have did.
Again, after this divorce, after her hearing the divorce thing, here he comes. We're gonna have a conversation because he knows she was acting weird. I mean, I would have like probably pushed a little more.
He didn't say nothing either.
But she was like, she could have said something at that point though.
She could.
I ain't gonna lie. She could have. She was like, "Oh, I heard what you, what I was talking about, So, you could have said it like that, but like swallow your feelings a little bit. Be like, like when he asked her, not like coming there, like, oh, so we getting like not running up in there and interrupting him or nothing, but he said like, hey, everything okay? Because you seem a little. And she was like, you know what, grown woman, like, like I heard what you said, in there. Y'all had the conversation. But I'm still me. I would have like, okay, well, that's how you feel, whatever. And I would have did what she did, when he left to go. She didn't stay around for him to come back to let her know what she thinks he's gonna let her know. Like, okay, let's sign his divorce papers and here's your money, because the money was transferred already. So she, who is now almost a celebrity because of who she married to, this girl got on a regular Uber or whatever, got to the regular airport where everybody can see her, because if they know him, they know her. And she took him behind home, and he didn't know until he got back that she wasn't there. And she didn't leave a note or anything, but she did leave the ring,
which she should have kept. She said she was gonna keep.
She did.
No reminder.
She was like handling it in a good way, like kind of like trying to say like, okay, this would be like an experience, like a memorable experience, as far as because like her confidence game was like she wasn't caring about shit like her being a little bigger than other girls or whatever. He gave her that confidence because of how sexy he made her feel, and that was something that she was like she wasn't gonna let go of that, because like she didn't need him to feel like that, but like he made her feel seen and visible, and visible, not invisible.
He did for her too. So.
Yeah, so it's like she'll be taking that and the money, but she'll be having those things, from this relationship. So she tried to like, be a grown up about it, but of course that's heartbreaking, because she did fall for him, even though she didn't say it to him. So she ended up going home. He's still in training camp. He still got like a couple weeks or whatever left. And I know she still was working, which he was like tripping about. Like, how you still working? Like, you can quit your job. Like, why are you, you got all this money now? But that's what she wanted to do. But she still worked from home. And it was like, he saw the ring. He didn't call her. He didn't try to see, hey, what's going on? She didn't like leave him no note, no message, no text, no nothing. So for 2 weeks straight, it was no communication between the two of them. And that made me mad on both of them.
Both of them, that's right.
It definitely got to him, because he's sucking in baseball right now.
Right. You're right.
He's like, if I had this contract, ain't nobody gonna want me right now. Like,
but yeah, like during training camp, he like, I mean, I guess I get it because they always talk about like, I guess your personal life do come on, when you performing and stuff.
Oh, of course.
So it will affect you. So if he did not care, his game wouldn't have been affected like it was. So I mean, it ain't like she was following it anyway. Like she was like watching it at home. I doubt that. So I mean, I guess she wouldn't have known. But he was sucking like really bad, and he just couldn't take it no more. So he was like, "Man, forget y'all. Like I'm finna head on over there to see about my girl, my wife." He kept saying my wife. Like
I'm about to go get my wife.
So that's what he. I mean, this fool left training camp, bro. Like that's how serious. That's how serious he was. He was like, "Man, F this. I don't care. I'll be back." Like, cause his agent was like, "What is wrong with you? Over some chick?" He was like, "That's my wife." Like, oh my God, shut up. But yeah, so he left, and I remember that Uber driver, that was so funny to me. Because I think what he said to the Uber driver when he recognized him, like, "Hey, I'll give you the cash in my wallet. I'll sign whatever you want me to sign." Because it's like the second time some kid, at the museum, the little boy, he not a boy, but waiter or whatever, like recognized him. But I'll just don't tell nobody I'm here. Like keep this, to yourself. And he was like, "Cool," And they pulled up to the apartment building or the condos or whatever. And he was like, "Are you coming to get your wife back?"
Like, you know what? Give my money back.
Give me my money back.
It's like, how does anybody know that he lost his wife? He was like, "Bro, first of all, your game has been horrible." But obviously, if she's traveling publicly, now that people know who she is, they found that information out. So he has a key to her place, and he went on up, to her place and put his key in the door, as if he bought something. He lives there. He pays rent or whatever, like he
and
really her husband.
Two whole weeks that he,
Don't open my door, dog. You better not, or you better call me.
She gave him the key, so he just doing what she wanted him to do. Come on in.
Why he got a key? No. Why does he have a key? This fake husband. I'm like, did he get a key from the daggone lady in the front?
No, she gave him the key. No.
Man, why would she do that?
She did give him the key, but clearly you already said you want to be with me and that we was about to get a divorce. So my key is void. Don't use my.
Well, she should have asked us for that sucker back. She should have left that a note. Give me my key back, or change her locks. She had time. It's been 2 weeks. But he walked on in there, and he ended up finding her in her room all balled up, crying with tissue boxes next to her and stuff.
Is that when she told him that she overheard the conversation talking to Andrew about the divorce? And yeah, she was just sounding so pitiful. I could just see her right now with dry tears,
red
snotty nose. All you had to do was say
like
something.
Yvette was in Baby Boy. He don't love me no more.
Oh my gosh. I mean, they ain't say the words yet, but they felt it, and that really broke her heart, and that's what she was trying to avoid doing, and it still happened anyway. But it happened off of something that I still justify as what she believed because of what she heard. But it was off an assumption. Okay, it was an assumption that was true, but it was it wasn't hard to assume.
It came from his mouth,
right? It wasn't hard to assume.
He didn't hear it from somebody else,
right. It wasn't like she saw it in the blogs or something, and then was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like it came out of his mouth. But yeah, so basically, he was just like telling her, "Hey, like that's not like you said. You should have said something." But that's not what that was. Like that's not what that was. If it looked like a duck, it sounded like a duck. Hides of a dog. So how I'ma think?
It ain't always the duck. It ain't always.
well, okay. But he confessed, you know, how he felt about her, and she did the same with him. And I know he was like, bro, like I really want this for real. Like I don't want to, you know, I don't want it to end. And he was saying like we can even do a real wedding, you know, full blown out, you know, family invited, everything type of wedding. And I was like, okay, you know, he I don't know, like I still, I'm happy that he was what he was and he did how he did, but that conversation just, that still killed like the vibe for a minute, because you know, I get he was trying to whatever.
But it was saying how he felt about her all along. You know what I'm saying? Even before he was in the office talking to Andrew, he was already expressing, not to her, but you know how they've been doing back and forth. Yeah. We saw how he felt about her, how he cared about her. So it wasn't hard for me to understand what he was saying when he was in there talking to him. He already stated how he felt, and he wanted to tell her to see if she felt the same way. And then if she did, then they would stay married. I already knew it. So I didn't feel no type of way.
My mouth dropped. Like my mouth flew open because I was like, what? That's how you feel? That's what happened to me.
Initially. But then, you know, he said that he wanted to keep it like it was planned.
Yeah.
Get married, get the, you know, do the divorce thing. But then, you know, once he found out, wanted to know, you know, if she felt the same way, then of course they would stay married. So I was okay. I was on his team. All team soul. Yes.
He lost me for a second. You know, but yeah. Like, you know, now he won, you know, now he, like when they're both honest, they both get what they want.
Right.
So that was the end until we got to this epilogue where he's in I'm gonna say Soul Series. What is it called? World Series. He's in the World Series, and I think he like hit the winning
out of the park.
Yeah, child.
Home run.
So they won the game. I think seventh game.
Inning.
Whatever. Why am I trying to be technical? I don't care. It's baseball. But
yeah, you're trying to be technical.
They won. No. They won the game, okay? And when she was like coming on the field to be with her husband, because this was in November of the same year that they met, and she was waddling on the field. I'm like,
that
makes so much sense, because no one said nothing about condoms, because no one said nothing about birth control.
No, not one time. Not one time.
That makes complete, yeah. She already pregnant.
He done shot it with two of them.
With twins, right?
God bless her.
Right.
They wasn't playing. I said they wasn't playing.
Nah. I mean, come on. I guess with that, you gotta shoot twins, right? You gotta shoot multiples. I'm just imagining. I don't know. But yeah, so I remember it was funny how she was trying to like dodge people and make sure nobody bumped her because she don't want him in jail if somebody bumped his pregnant wife, or just wife period, while she's trying to get to him. But I thought that was so sweet, and he was like being all gentle with her when he hugged her, like he could break her or something. That's so cute. But they had their babies, and what was their names? It was so pretty. Her name was what's her name? Her name was Alexis. No, her name was Alexa. So the babies was Alexis and Soleil.
Soleil.
Yeah, to be after the parents' name, which is super cute.
That was cute.
So, you know, they full blown married. They got kids now. You know, they whatever. And this
look crazy. He won't know.
Right.
Already.
You talking about, because I think it was like Valentine's, so it's like a year after like they met or whatever, when they first started, and this fool talking about every Valentine's Day I need to knock you up. I'm like, I'm gonna knock you out. Get away from me.
Don't even touch me.
And talking about with twins, he said go try again, get some twin boys out of this.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you try again, but you ain't gonna be doing it every year. You know, I'm sure they like to practice. They practice a lot. in this book. So they got it down packed. They make some more babies, but yeah, give her body a break. Cause them babies wasn't that old. Let her live, let her breathe a little bit. But yeah, so happy ending, you know. It was very
5 stars. I loved it.
It was really good. You know, the back and forth that we always get like with the characters, because sometimes they are vocal about how they feel, and then other times like this they are not, you know. And of course, because of the situation, they didn't want to put it out there until they knew that maybe it was an inkling of the other person feeling the same way. But yeah, 5 stars for me. I didn't miss anything. Like the sister, I didn't care. Like I remember she had a brunch or something with her mom and sister.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh. The sister just went off, you know, because she came here with her, you know, her new look, her confidence. Like she got this new air because she can. And then like she gets stuck up or treated people wrong or being disrespectful or rude or arrogant. Like she's a beautiful girl. And you know, she's feeling it, and she should be feeling it because she hasn't been for like ever before this guy. No confidence or nothing. So let your sister win. Let her live. Ugh. But she said, you think you better than everybody? You always thought you better than everybody. I'm like, okay, Ken. Like I just thought, okay, Ken. Okay. Like, I'm not okay. I think they started cussing each other out in front of their mom. In the restaurant, and she was trying to call.
And the mama ain't said not one word. She already know.
Right. And then you know, when Candace finally like, you know, said her piece, you know, whatever, talking trash to her sister, she just left the place, you know. And her mama, you know, like, oh, you know how she is. She been like that since your daddy died. Things changed. She was like, nah, mama. She been like that my whole life.
I'm like, mama, come on out with the secret. What's going on with it? I thought it was, I didn't know. It had to have been something.
Right? Don't you always think it's something deep?
Yes.
But I know she mentioned something about the sister, like she was basically babied by the dad, right? She didn't have to be an adult, you know. He was always giving her what she wanted, as long as she just had a little tantrum or whatever. And when he was gone, she was like, she had to be a grown up. Like she couldn't get her away like that anymore because her mama didn't play that. She wanted to, you know. So her mama tried to like put that excuse on, you know, her dad not being there, but nah, she grown. She don't be acting like that.
Right.
So I'm like, if she never shows back up, kudos. I don't like, you know, she don't need to be part of that if she gonna act stupid. This my husband. Okay. Don't
for real.
You got kids and everything. Don't come up here with that. I don't know, but that's one part not that I didn't like. I'm just like, that's the one part where I'm glad if she ain't gotta deal with that no more. Like we ain't hear nothing else about her, so I hope it's peaceful if she do be around. But I feel like the mom would be like super, you know, happy and always all of them and stuff. So the private jets, I bet they be going on vacations together too.
Going everywhere, honey. Everywhere.
But did y'all have a favorite character?
Well, it was 5 stars for me too. It was the book was very full from the beginning to end. Like you said, nothing was missing except why the sister act the way she act. I really wanted a little insight on something with that. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I love the book. Yeah. It was kind of weird though how it started out, you know, waking up married, sexed up and married. So yeah, I don't think I wouldn't want that to happen to me.
Oh, look, I wouldn't mind it.
The married part.
I'll love it if it's him too. I wouldn't mind it. I was like, oh, you want a divorce? You know, I go through all that.
No. So I didn't have a favorite character. I like them both the same.
I did both too. I did.
5 stars. See?
Same. I didn't have a favorite character. if I did, it would probably, no, it was, yeah. I didn't
It'll
have one,
probably be
but
a
it was a
lesson,
really
right?
good book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if it was, yeah, if I had to
really
choose,
enjoyed it.
if I had to choose, it'd be her because like she remind me a lot of me because like the quiet, you know, stay to yourself type situation, the low confidence. I'm still working on that. Help me, Lord. But
some stuff she be
but
doing,
yeah,
I'm like, wait, hold on, girl. But some stuff I'm like, yes. So yeah, if I had to, it'd be her too.
And I have to mention that, you know, sneaking in on your little rating, you know how we thought it would have been Soul as your favorite character, you know, or your boy, your boo, you know, your man.
The guy.
Because you always steal the men in every book that we read, every book. But
you know,
this time you said no, you ain't want them because why?
Go ahead, tell the people. Tell the people.
Tell the people why you ain't want Soul.
The only reason.
Y'all gonna stop bullying me.
Huh?
Because of his literary PP.
Not the PP.
Listen, he was too big for me. I said it, and that's just how it is. But whatever.
He was too big. You were scared. Don't say that. You were scared.
She's scared, y'all. She's scared. She's running from it.
Yep, I don't want that. I don't want it.
Wait, like you have been the soul from all of our books. You know, you've taken all the men this entire time.
She is so late. Yeah.
Minus one. She has taken all of the men in all these books. Well, this is the 29th episode. So now,
first off,
this is a great guy. First of all,
I actually loved all of them men. Okay,
see, just like Soul, he loved all of them women.
Mm-hmm. Look, every night, so every month, she had to.
That's a big difference. It was just once a month for me. Him is every day. We not the same.
Oh, whatever. So now she don't want just because you know his signs, but that's okay. You know,
that's all right.
That's all right. We'll adjust.
Right? Sure will.
First off, so why y'all try to act like every other man y'all be trying to take from me though? So and y'all not trying to take him. So
you took men I made. You know, you can't take the ones I created. Okay.
Yes, I can. You created him for me.
They live in my head.
We ain't gonna fight you over. We just gonna lay it down. Okay.
We're gonna leave you alone on that one. But that's so weak. Just for that reason. Anyway.
Anywho.
So that was the book of the month for June, The Marriage Contract by Shay Davis. So it's another author to add to our list. And I'm so glad that we have not read anything that was trash ever. Every author.
That would be so awkward, right?
Oh my God.
We gotta let the people know. We gotta let them know. We gotta be honest. No.
But they were all really good. Like, you know, this is not her first book, but we have read her debut before. And it was still good. So we've been doing good. Y'all, writers, authors, y'all been doing good. Shoot. So thank y'all for that. But all right, that is all we got. We out.
Peace.